One, this is One from the GMS Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Coming at you guys again with another lesson. Hope it's edifying for you brothers and sisters and the children as well. All right. Before I get it started, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, and I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, the water Yahweh, and the water Yahweh Shah. And also want to do a double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And I'm gonna give a shout out to the brothers that's pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Um, and that's scattered across the four corners of the earth. Now my lesson today is titled Hell's Giving Day. Basically, this is a cut on Thanksgiving Day. And what made me want to do this lesson is because like it's um it's sickening to see how our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that celebrate these feasts and these holidays, which is not of our holy days, of our Israelite, our Hebrew Israelite customs. You know what I'm saying? This is not of our customs, and it's sickening to see how people go and celebrate it, and just what I'm saying, still being asleep, because this day is not on celebrating your family or gather. That's not the true meaning. The true meaning of Thanksgiving is a massacre. It was the massacre of the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans, which true biblical names are Reuben and Gad. You know what I'm saying? The coloners, the pilgrims, or the so-called pilgrims, which are Esau, the Edomite, so-called white man, which is the devil. They came over here into this land, and they took this. They claimed this land as their land, which it wasn't. It was, what I'm saying, our people's land. You know what I'm saying? But they did them Esau Edomites. They deceived our people and made them think that it was it was a peace thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a peace treaty. You know what I'm saying? For them both to have the land at the same time, but basically, Esau tricked the Native Americans into signing away. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the land and getting killed off at the same time too. And I believe it was like 95, between 95 and 99% of the Indians that was killed off, and a huge genocide back in that time, around the early 1600s, I believe. And it's crazy because like Esau got us thinking that it's a day of joy, a day of peace, a day of mirth, when it in all actuality, it's a day of mourning. Thanksgiving is a day of mourning because of the shit that our people had to go through, man. And you know it's saddening. Um, but I'm gonna go to my first scripture, and we're gonna go from there. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 63. This is basically the big saying the blessings and the cursings of Israel. Cause like our people, saying, over all these years, our people been going off worshiping other gods, and saying, going off on doctrine and different philosophies, and not following their true power, right? And the reason, and saying, and for them doing that, the Most High punished them. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we in the predicament why we in today, because of people disobeyed Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's laws and statutes and commandments, and went off. So this is what Deuteronomy 28:63 says. It says, "And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you also." So it says, and it shall come to pass that as the Lord, Yahweh shall rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you as well. And it says, and to bring you to naught, and you shall be plucked off from the land whither thou goest to possess it. All right, so you know what I'm saying. The Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, He rejoices, to give you good things, to give you good health and things, good things of nature, to anything that you do that's good and pleasing to the Most High, He's gonna bless you. But anything that you do that's displeasing to Him, He's gonna punish you. So it's a win-lose situation. You just gotta do right. So, but our people not doing right because they're still following these other false doctrines and basically celebrating a day of mourn, a day of killing. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High, he gonna rejoice to destroy you because you're you're not following His ways. So he gonna make a way for you to be destroyed. With the 2/3 of Israel. You know what I'm saying? It says, and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So it's like a continuous curse that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Our people, even from the old times, forgot about Yahweh Shem Yahweh. They forgot who their true power was. They forgot who to serve. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we over here in America today, in captivity, because our people went off and did those things. You know what I'm saying? And it says, it's verse 54. It says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people." So the Lord said He's going to scatter us among all people, among all nations of the world. So we're actually scattered across the four corners of the earth, mingled in with all different nations, including Esau and other heathens as well. You know what I'm saying? And it says, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou there shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So to this day, even wood and stone, our people, you know what I'm saying, they in these churches worshiping these idols with wood and stone. And that's totally against the scriptures. That's totally against the Most High's will and commandments. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to worship idols. It's one of the commandments is thou shalt not serve no other gods before me. So that's including idols as well. All right. So this is Amos chapter 5, verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So it's Most High saying, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So y'all are people that's celebrating these different holidays and cooking and doing all these singing, these songs and things of that nature. The Most High, He hates that. He doesn't want to hear. He doesn't want to smell your food, your pork. You know what I'm saying? Your abomination food. Nobody. He doesn't want to smell that. He doesn't want to be a part of these idol worshiping days that our people is doing. You know what I'm saying? He's totally against it. That's a total abomination to Him. It says, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. So the Most High is not going to accept them. It ain't no matter how much you pray and how much you pray over the food and bless the food, the Most High is not going to accept it. It says, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. So these songs and these jingle bells and Merry Christmas and Happy New Man, all that is an abomination, and it's not of Yahweh, and we should not be following these customs. It's not a part of our heritage, man. It's not for the people who continue to do these things. You're gonna find yourself in a lake of fire, man. you're gonna find yourself getting hit by these missiles if you continue to do the opposite of what the Most High wants you to do. Verse 24, it says, "But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream." So judgment is gonna run down as a stream. It's like a big flood of torment and judgment for these people that's going off and doing other than what the Most High want them to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the Most High's will. You know what I'm saying? Our people used to be like the stars, like, you know what I'm saying, the stars of the sky. You know what I'm saying? But now we're few. You know what I'm saying? We few. We few. You know what I'm saying? We're a little or few. You know, and that's because our people continue to do, you know what I'm saying, what they want to do and follow their own paths and thinking that they're their own God, which, you know what I'm saying, they're not. And the Most High is gonna knock that pride down, you know what I'm saying, to the ground, and also he gonna judge you according to your works. So it's best that we, you know what I'm saying, repent and turn away from these holidays and get back right with the Most High and follow these holy days, which is set apart from all these other nations. You know, and it's sad, man. It's sad, and it's not a day of mirth at all, man. Thanksgiving is not a day of mirth at all. Just to go back and reread the history of how our people got slaughtered and how Esau deceived them is crazy, man. But the Most High got something for them. You know what I'm saying? What goes around comes around. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a hell of a massacre when the Most High comes back to redeem His people and to put us back into power as righteous judges. You know what I'm saying? When we get back into power, the Most High gonna allow us to put Esau into slavery. You know what I'm saying, for 1,000 years, and then you know what I'm saying, wipe them off from the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? It won't be no more Esau. It won't be no more lies, no more abominable things to deal with. Everything is gonna be back in a peaceful, righteous state where it needs, you know what I'm saying, where it needs to be. All right. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2. It says, "It is better to do." Shalak, it says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men." So the Most High saying it's better to go to the house of mourning, go to a house that, you know what I'm saying, where, you know what I'm saying, everybody's sad, than to celebrate and go to a house of feasting. You know what I'm saying? It says, "For that is the end of all men." So the people that's in the house of mirth, they are fools. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna continue, Shalak. It says, verse 3, it says, "Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better." So through this sorrow and this torment, you know what I'm saying, that we're going through during this captivity that we're in, it's still good for our hearts, because it give us a chance to have hope and have faith that we can, um you know what I'm saying, get ourselves out of this predicament that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? The sorrow, the continuance of the sorrow will make us humble. It will make us more humble. It'll make us be more willing to get back with the Most High. When I say that, it's like, because reading these scriptures, it brings life. It builds you up during hard times and tough times. So, you know what I'm saying, even if, you know what I'm saying, we're going through this sorrow, you know, it's still good for the soul, because the Most High, He heals us through His words. So as long as we keep His words in our hearts, which is our mind, our art, um, everything will be okay. You know. Verse 4, it says, "The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. So, you know what I'm saying? The wise will be the ones that's humble, that's um, being diligent and continuing in the faith. You know what I'm saying? Doing the works in the will of the Most High. But the house of fools, that's in the house of mirth. I mean, the heart of the fools is in the house of mirth. Those are the ones who doesn't know anything. Not the ones who think that the world is going to continue on forever and forever. The ones who think this society is gonna last and it's not gonna fall. The ones that's partying and you know what I'm saying, having a good time, um, thinking that they're having a good time, but in our reality, they setting themselves up for missiles. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not our rest. We're not in. This is not our rest for us to have fun. We're in captivity. We're in slavery. So, what fun is this? You know what I'm saying? The only fun that we should be having is getting to know Yahweh Shem Yahushua and our brothers and our sisters. You know what I'm saying? Our peace is when we come together. You know what I'm saying? As one body and worship the Most High. Anything outside of that, we mourning right now. Our souls, our spirits is mourning right now. We're not having fun. This is not um, fun. Fun means fool or folly. So if you're having fun, you're a fool. You know. But I want to say death to America, death to this pagan ass holiday, these holidays that our people worshiping. I wish that Yahweh Shem Yahushua get his elect, you know what I'm saying, prepared, and we can get the hell out of here because these days and um, these you know what I'm saying, these holidays it's really it really fucks with, you know what I'm saying, it really fucks with me for fucks with a lot of people. But we can't let this day hold us back. It's just a day of remembrance, and it's gonna be remembered when Yahweh Shem Yahushua comes back in those chariots. You know what I'm saying? With those beams of fire coming from out the bottom of the chariot, man. With that being said, I want to say shalom, and I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. I want to give a double honors again to the apostles of Great Millstone, and a double salutation to the brothers that's pushing the word truth and sincerity. And like I said, death to America, death to this day, death to all these holidays, and shalom.